What we will do here is let me just go through the methodology part, and in the next session, we will be dealing with the introduction and discussion. We are almost done with our CDC Wonder analysis. Okay, so this is the Trends in Heart Failure article that is published in the JACC journal. Okay, and the abstract we will be guiding you in the last section. This is here you can see the central illustration, the importance of the central illustration. It is the first thing any journal or any person who is reading your CDC would look at. So you better make it good. Okay. And this is from here, the introduction is starting. We'll be dealing with that in our last session. And now we just have to go through the methodology part. Okay. In the methodology part, everything is the same as the descriptive as the CDC mode analysis that have been done previously. Okay. So instead of just writing your own, you can just go with it, just copy paste it, but try to make sure that there is no plagiarism. You write it in your own word, and if you even if you are using an AI, make sure there's no AI content in it. Okay, so let me just go through the whole thing to let you guys know how to write the methodology. This all thing would be the same. In this descriptive study, death certificate data validity from the CDC Wonder, yes, we did all this thing and examined from 1999 to 2020. Here you have to write what were the years you choose. Okay, this whole line would be the same except this one. And then for what? For which mortality? You have to write the disease you investigated. You in all age groups or in what age group? Okay, you have to mention this too. Using codes from the international classification, this is the same. And the codes you use, you have to write them here. The same ICD codes have been described previously to identify heart failure in different databases. Okay. For this purpose, I use an AI that is in Perplexity. Yeah, that's a tip from my side. It will help you guys a lot. It's an AI that helps in research, but once again, you have to make sure you don't plagiarize it, you don't copy paste stuff from it because it will just show up in the AI content. You can take its help. Okay. Kindly suggest me articles where heart failure has been described as an ICD code. Okay, so whatever article it will suggest me, I will have to open them up. I will add them in my Mendeley or any referencing software that I am using. Okay, and then I will be so these are the articles. Okay, and it's saying that these codes have been used, so I can open these them up and I will add them in my Mendeley, and then I will be citing them in my references section. Okay, I will not just copy paste it. Okay. Okay, so this is one thing that you have to do separately. This data includes the death. This is all same. Okay, and record death certificates anywhere. This is all the same. Everything same. Just replace heart failure with the disease you are searching. Now it also had mentioned why have they chosen this age group. Okay, you have to explain this too. If you are using a particular age group, you can use this too. You can take help from here, or you can take help from any of the literature review you have done beforehand, or whatever you studied regarding this disease. You can give the references, but you have to give the references. Okay. The study was exempted from ethical review board and it followed these trope guidelines for reporting. We extracted this data, you have to mention this all. Okay, anything that was a limitation you were not able to extract, there was a limitation that this data was not reliable, and anything like that, you have to mention it here. Okay, this is the same. Urban is described as this, medium is described as this. You will not change this, any of this stuff. Then we had the statistical analysis. The age-adjusted mortality rate plus 10,000 population were determined and all that stuff. We ran the data through the joint point, and this was data was considered significant. Methodology is all in all just a copy paste thing. Just one thing, you have to give references for the ICD codes. You have to give references for anything that you have made an exception, or any other thing that you can say, whatever limitations you have felt while extracting the data, you have to write in your methodology part. Okay. You have to just make it like that. Okay. In the results section, we discussed beforehand, but I will just be going through one of the things, the tables and the figures. Here, you can see that they have added a supplementary table. And if I download it, it's just the same. Let me just download it for you guys also. They have added in the supplementary file. I will just opening it. So this is the same table as I showed you guys earlier. Okay, they have made it in document. They have made the whole all the tables that they would be using. Okay, let me go up. Here we are. Yeah. And then the supplementary tables and the medical facilities and all that data and the figure one that they have said that they have supplementary figure one they have attached. This is the figure that I told you guys, or the joint point figure. Okay. The fancy one, the static one that they made using the Excel, they have shown it here. And the other one that was the ugly one that was produced during the joint point, they have added as a supplementary file. Okay. Similarly, for the gender, we discussed this before, races, ethnicities, geographical regions, they have just used a basic states chart. We won't be using that. We would go for a little bit aesthetic one. And then there is the central illustration. They have made it very pretty. The blue color lines, it's very neat. Okay. And they have used that map chart website for this figure. This is the discussion. We will be dealing with the discussion and the introduction in the last session. Okay. Study limitations are the same for all CDC wonder analysis because it's a data that has already been covered through the death certificate. So there can be some kind of limitation. So we have mentioned that. Okay. And then you will write the conclusion. Perspectives, this is good perspectives. You will just write which of the in one line you will write that there was high mortality rate in which of the population. Okay, in the blacks, in men, in whites. Just a one liner. Okay, that is the competency in medical knowledge. And what's the translational outlook? That all health policy measures. Just give one advice to the health policy measures that you can do this thing. And then they have added the abbreviations. That's a very nice thing to do. And that is it about the CDC Wonder Analysis article.